If we have an interest in sustainability, then let's do an examination of our efforts to improve our sustainability performance and do a critique of our efforts and our performance and find ways to improve it. So let's be adaptive and adapt based on what we've learned from our experiences. So let's view the whole campus as a laboratory. My name is Alan Diddick, and I am a professor of environment in the Department of Environmental Science at the University of Winnipeg. The sustainability course had a focus on doing an investigation of real-life needs on campus to try to enhance our environmental performance.
There's a definite need for the campus sustainability course at the University of Winnipeg because it allows students to see not only what is happening for sustainability initiatives, but it also allows them to create projects so that their ideas can then be implemented into the University of Winnipeg's overall sustainability initiatives.
An important aspect of the products that were produced by the students is that they were connected to an identified need or opportunity on campus.
For the campus sustainability course, I worked on a project that I'd already received a grant for. So the Geography and Environmental Students Association offers an eco grant, which is money for a sustainability-based project on campus. And so myself and another student received funding to start a seed library. And a seed library, the idea is it's just like a normal library. You take out seeds just like you would books, and then you can grow them and use them however you would like during the year. And then you would save them in a way that makes those seeds viable and bring them back to the library, usually in the fall.
My research was on green rooftops and how you can implement them at the university. I have a really big passion for the outdoors, but I always find myself living in the city. So I find urban green space in general is just really important for the health of downtown and for the health of the people living downtown. You know, you can grow food on a roof. That's one of the benefits, but a lot of people don't know it helps with stormwater management.
So stormwater is anything from a heavy rainfall to heavy melt. And in Winnipeg, we have a lot of melt periods, and that can create a strain on the city sewer system. And if you have proper stormwater management techniques in place, you can avoid those problems.
It was very different from anything I had tried to this scale. So I think that was the main driver for me, was just kind of to step in to something a little bit more unknown, something that I knew was going to be hard for me and something I knew that was going to push my growth as a student and just as a person.
Students come here and they'll spend a lot of time in a classroom and they'll develop an understanding of the interrelationships and the conceptual frameworks and the theories that underlie a sustainability, right? And that's really, really important. But I also think it's important to give students an opportunity to find ways to apply what they learn in a lecture about that may be abstract or conceptual in a real life experience.
I like to learn from a practical approach so I can actually understand what's going on instead of reading about it.
Students were able to look at blueprints, and students were able to interview people, and I know I was able to do a lot of readings from community seed savers who didn't write academic papers, right? They were just giving each other advice on this is what's worked for me for seed saving.
I went out and I found my own data, and I put papers together, and I put interview questions together, and I was able to form my own take on my project.
I didn't have to cram a lot of knowledge into my brain and then write it down and then forget it, right? The things that I learned during this class are going to stick with me because I had to consistently work on them over a long period of time, and there wasn't an expectation that I would spit them out again. There was just an expectation that I would achieve something.
Alan was never telling us what to do on our projects. He was always setting us up and providing us the tools with which to be critical thinkers. If we had questions, Alan always made himself available to answer those questions and provide suggestions. But he really encouraged us to seek out our own answers.
I think he wanted us to be accountable to ourselves and to the group more than to him.
You get a little bit more attached to the research that you're doing because it's all yours, and that's very motivating.
Students here at the University of Winnipeg get a lot of opportunity to work in teams and sometimes get tired of it, but I just say, out there in the real world, this is what you're going to be doing a lot. So learning from others in the team and working towards a collective goal, things of that nature are really, really important.
I don't think Ellen lectured at all, right? It was held as more of a discussion between all members of the people in class, including the professor.
But at the same time, I still had to sort of get up to speed on each of those topic areas to be able to engage in a meaningful discussion with the students.
We called it sort of a think tank, where we just came into this room actually and all sat around the table and discussed our projects with each other. And that was good because then you get not only input from your professor, but from your peers as well.
It wasn't teamwork in the traditional sense, but everyone, kept their mind open and kept their mind on everybody else's project.
It made it a lot easier to get different perspectives and ideas for your research.
For me, perhaps most importantly, was I think the students learned how to drive a project, to lead a project, and to overcome the hurdles that they encountered in doing so.
This course shows the whole purpose of university because you get to learn in different ways than you do in high school. It really shows practical approaches to things in life, like, being able to do your own research and get hands-on experience with that is something that hopefully I'll do with my career down the road.
It really broadened my perspective in terms of just realizing what other things can be done to make a difference in a campus context and how that affects larger society.
They worked on projects that had been identified as a priority in our sustainability plan on campus. So they helped shed a little bit of light on a problem or a potential solution that could enhance our environmental performance. So you may not have a controlled experiment as you would in a lab, but you've got a quasi-experimental piece of research that could be done within the context of our campus. And so if we view it that way, then our campus is a living lab.